A lot of people are scared of spiders, snakes, and clowns. And yeah, those things are scary, but it's on the more simpler side of the fear spectrum. There are so many animated videos on different types of phobias on the internet, and while they are interesting, a specific one that caught my eye was Astrophobia, which is the fear of space and what lives beyond their solar system and universe. Now, I wanted to look over and break down specific videos from a channel named Mr. Friend. Go check out his channel, a lot of very dark and creepy animations on there. Of course, all videos used is going to be in the description. And if you remember, we took a look at Bad Boy Oliver on the channel a while ago, which was created by Mr. Friend, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's not waste any more time, let's take off. The first video I wanted to look at is the most popular one on his channel, which is The Moon Wakes Up. The video begins and we are in the spaceship in a pod with two astronauts who are orbiting the Earth. We hear some chatter over the comms and everything seems normal until we focus on the moon, but suddenly it opens its eyes and its mouth, revealing its hundreds of sharp teeth. The moon begins to spin around, it then starts to float towards Earth. The astronauts on the ship start to panic and their ship starts to be thrown off course because of the orbital shift. Both astronauts are blown out of the ship and we're in clear view of the Earth. We then see the moon. We cut to a POV from a satellite. As some old music plays in the background, the camera pans and we see the moon approaching and strike the Earth, colliding with it, causing a giant eruption. As the rest of the Earth starts to take damage, we pan over to see the other planets in our solar system, and they begin to wake up and float closer to Earth, and the camera cuts to black, ending the video. Now, why is this scary? Well, the thought of the moon just randomly waking up one day and deciding to kill all of humanity in an instant, no, that makes this a little bit scary. What makes it scary is the fact that we are watching this from the perspective of astronauts who are helpless against this. Yes, they'll survive, but where will they go? Nowhere. They will forever be floating in space until they themselves just die. Another aspect to this is the ending of the video. When the satellite pans over, we see the other planets wake up with the same faces and teeth, and they are coming to Earth to make sure the job is done. Now that's scary. What made these planets wake up, and why choose to attack Earth? And is Earth alive? How come it didn't wake up and try to escape? All these questions is what adds to the fear factor. In my opinion, let me know down below what you guys thought of this one. Moving on to the next video, we have Naked Giant Planet Eaters. The video begins in the style of an old news report. The news reporter talks about how out of nowhere a giant creature appeared over the Earth and has been there motionless for the past 6 days, and that the human population has no idea what its intentions are. When we hear all of the terrible natural disasters that have been happening all over the world because of the Goliath's strong gravitational pull. As the video goes on, we cut back to Goliath, and then out of nowhere, its stomach begins to open, revealing a giant tongue and an empty torso. We see its massive teeth around its stomach. It launches and latches onto Earth, digging its teeth into its sides. We hear screams of billions of people. As this is happening, the satellite camera pans to the left and we see another Goliath doing the same thing. It latches onto the Earth, digging its teeth on the other side of the planet. Both Goliaths joined in hand, devouring the Earth together. We zoom out to look at the other planets in our solar system. The moon gets devoured, Mars is getting devoured, but what brings some laughs in this situation is when we see Jupiter. Now, there's about 4 Goliaths on it, and they have not even put a dent in the planet. Good luck with that one, buddy. With this, it ends the video. Now, why is this one so scary? Well, once again, the mystery of it all. The Goliath appears out of nowhere, and it didn't attack immediately. It waited 6 days before feasting on the Earth. I think that adds to the video's creepiness. A giant space creature hovering over the Earth with mysterious intentions, but when it did decide to feast, it did it in a way that was so scary. The stomach opening and the lifeless eyes within. Like the Goliath, like why? Why do this? Where did they come from? And are there bigger Goliaths out there? Let me know what you thought of this one. Moving on to our next video, we have Alien Destroys Earth and Mars. The video begins and we are on a SpaceX space flight. Here we look at the Earth as the pilot over the intercoms comes to announce that the final moments of the Earth as Mars is about to collide with it, ending all life. But suddenly, a portal opens in between them and the two planets, and we see a giant alien appear. The pilot is confused and nobody knows what to make of this. The alien sees what's about to happen and puts his hands over Mars and Earth. He pushes Mars back into its own orbit and direction. But in the meantime, he causes crazy heat on Earth, perhaps killing most of the population, but maybe not all of it. He then takes a look out into the space, spotting the SpaceX flight. He grabs the moon and flings it at the ship. The video ends with the moon near moments before colliding with the flight. Now, this one is interesting and a bit scary because in this scenario, the world was already ending. I assume that we are in the perspective of the high-class elite, flying off into another planet to continue living on and keep the human race intact, and everyone else on Earth is about to die. But the aliens stopped that. Why? Well, I mean, certainly killed billions of people with his hands and causing the heat on the Earth, but I believe there's still less than half of the human race on Earth, and him deciding to fling the entire moon at one small little flight is just overkill. So perhaps this alien isn't evil and just wanted to help. I don't know. Let me know down below what you guys thought of this one. Looking at our next video, we have Galactus Devours Earth. The video begins and we are in the perspective of an astronaut who's watching his friend play some golf on the moon. As the two are hitting some balls, one of the astronauts hits one. As they look to see how far their ball went, we see Galactus hovering over the Earth. He looks at it for a bit and then decides to grab it, and immediately the Earth is burned to its core. It changes from yellow to bright blue. As our two astronauts watch in fear, we see Galactus devouring the Earth with ease. Shortly after, he takes a pause and sets his sights on the moon. The two astronauts try to run, but there is no escape. In almost an instant, we see the shadow of Galactus covering the entire moon's surface, but the video ends before we see the fate of our two astronauts. It is most likely that they died. This one shows us how it looks to live in the Marvel Universe. Imagine Galactus, a powerful intergalactic being hovering over the planet. No heroes came to stop him, or they all died. And being an astronaut and getting front row at the global destruction is terrifying. Then watching them run helplessly to maybe their spaceship, knowing that they don't have a chance, is also terrifying. Let me know what you thought of this one. Moving on. For our final video here, we have alien space fish. The video begins and we're in a very advanced spaceship following a cargo ship with a very important cargo. As we continue this journey towards Earth, out of nowhere, the route is interrupted by something. The ship turns around and we see this giant space fish swimming through space at a fast speed. It reaches the ship. They fire their lasers at it, but it does no damage. The fish then swims past the smaller vessels to the main cargo. It slams its body towards the cargo. It isn't damaged. One of the smaller ships shoots at it, but it is destroyed by the fish. It once again slams the cargo, this time destroying it. We then see what was being held. We see many small baby space fish fly out of it. Our ship then immediately tries to evacuate and fly towards Earth, but it is interrupted when the space fish is floating in the ship's course. The AI pilot on the ship then proceeds to tell the pilot that there is no escape in this situation. As the space fish gets closer, the AI says goodbye to the pilot. The video ends as the fish is opening its mouth. It cuts to black before we get devoured by the fish. Now, in my opinion, this is probably the least scariest one we've looked at so far. The reason why I say this is because the space fish isn't looking to end all life on Earth. She was just focused on getting her babies back. Also, if you look at her size, she's about the size of the moon. So if she did decide to attack Earth, she wouldn't be able to destroy it since she isn't that big enough. What is a little scary is there other space fish out there? Like, are there bigger ones? Let me know what you thought of this one. That is all the videos that I wanted to look at. There are so many other types of phobias on this channel that would be cool to look at in a different video. Let me know what you guys thought was the scariest video. For me personally, I think it was the moon waking up down. It was really creepy. The idea was really cool. I also want to say thank you all so much for the huge support on the channel. It means so much to me. So please consider liking the video and subscribing. Please check out some other videos. Once again, all videos used here are in the description. So I will see you in the next one. Peace out.